Welcome all back. I'm really happy to see you all again. Allow me to take you a bit back in time. About 25 years ago, I was invited to the table of a multimedia team of the Dutch publishing group, including the Volkskrant, and they wanted to go live with their website on the internet. And of course, them being publishers, we have been really focusing on building an editorial environment, a content management system that allows them to actually not just bring one website live, but actually a number of publishing sites, including multiple newspapers and all kind of theme sites. So we started to build the first version of Tridion, at the time called IPS, Internet Publishing System. And it's really interesting to see that the concepts that we defined from the beginning are still standing. We started out with a component-based concept where we actually were separating content and design, applying a publishing method to actually go to prepare content from the editorial stage into the delivery environment, separating content and design, and applying design to it on a component level. So really great to see that the early fundamentals of this are still alive and seen. At the time, it was called pages and documents, which are actually nowadays the components that we have. And so really proud. If I look back at the site in '96, it's still a bit dated. The Wayback Machine didn't support all of the imagery, as you can see here, but really great to see that this is still there as a fundament. So maybe a question to you over time, because I think many of the concepts has remained to be there. But the question to you: what kind of technologies have we been using to go live with this technology? So type it in the chat. I think we've seen many different technologies. So for example, as some of you might know, the engine behind Tridion was originally built in Perl. But the quote from Quarijn Slinks, who was the webmaster at the time, actually, the webmaster of the Volkskrant, actually was the complexity was in bringing the live linking, so the component linking that was done inside the web server. So at the time, we're building an NS API in integration based on C language, indeed, into the application, and that was of course running in the memory of the web server, Netscape server at the time. So really interesting to see how things have evolved over time. And of course, in only 3 years later, we started the actual company Tridion in '99 to purely focus on this, on bringing this product further to the market. And so it evolved heavily over time. We went from R4 in 2000 to R5. Which really made a big step forward. And I think at the time that brought actually, a lot of the new innovation, and that was also recognized. So at some moment in time, we were actually, surprised by a quote from one of the key analysts in the market. And for a European vendor to lead the software pack is quite interesting. And if you look at this slide, then of course we are proud. But I think we were most proud that actually Tridion has been there all the time, and I think all of the other technologies actually have faded away and are no longer in the landscape. So really good to see how this evolved. So maybe another question to you. One of the profound concepts that we have within Tridion is of course the blueprint model, so blueprinting. And so where does the blue in blueprinting come from? And I think many people have been confusing that also with the first customer. The first customer was actually the first launching customer of Tridion was actually Ericsson, where we launched the product widely. But indeed, blueprinting was first implemented with the customer KLM. And so the blue is actually a hint towards the blue of KLM. So really great to see that is still alive, of course, next to the name of Tridion. And so blueprinting has been one of the other key models next to separating content and design and making sure that we have the stage process of content management towards delivery. And of course, that separation is still there, and of course moving more and more to the front end, but also to think and make sure that content can be used in different channels. So that is still, I think, a very important fundament, and even with the headless approach nowadays, a necessity to get there. Of course, I'm talking a lot about Tridion sites here, but actually, I think even before SDL at the time made it the assumption to combine this, and I'm really happy to see how Azad presents the roadmap and the strong combination of these products together. But it actually was already earlier seen in the market. We actually were part of a component content management report from Anne Rockley in 2009 that was both covering the Tridion docs and the Tridion sites technology in one report. And so actually Trisoft, Anxisoft, and Tridion were all in that, compared next to each other, because of our structured approach towards content management. And so really nice to see this all come together. Yeah, so overall, super happy and proud that the community is so alive, and that AWS is taking Tridion so strongly forward. Super happy that the community is there, and looking forward to see the continuation of that strong community.